Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. This is a fantastic time to be entering the business world, because business is going to change more in the next 10 years than it has in the last 50. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Intellectual property has the shelf life of a banana. The first rule of any technology used in a business is that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency. The second is that automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify the inefficiency. Everyone needs a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. In business, the idea of measuring what you are doing, picking the measurements that count, like customer satisfaction and performance, you thrive on that. Of my mental cycles, I devote maybe 10% to business thinking. Business isn't that complicated. I wouldn't want to put it on my business card. Intelligence is an elusive concept. There's a certain sharpness, an ability to absorb new facts. To walk into a situation, have something explained to you and immediately say, well, what about this? To ask an insightful question. To absorb it in. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. We always overestimate the change that will occur in the next 2 years and underestimate the change that will occur in the next 10. Don't let yourself be lulled into inaction. Don't make the same decision twice. Spend time and thought to make a solid decision the first time so that you don't revisit the issue unnecessarily. If you're too willing to reopen issues, it interferes not only with your execution but also with you. Information technology and business are becoming inextricably interwoven. I don't think anybody can talk meaningfully about one without talking about the other. If I had to say what is the thing that I feel best about, it's being involved in this whole software revolution and what comes out of that. Because you can go all over the world and go into schools and see these computers being used and go into hosp. If you show people the problems and you show people the solutions, they will be moved to act. Whether it's Google or Apple or free software, we've got some fantastic competitors and it keeps us on our toes. To win big, you sometimes have to take big risks. Our success has really been based on partnerships from the very beginning. A bad strategy will fail no matter how good your information is, and lame execution will stymie a good strategy. If you do enough things poorly, you'll go out of business. Some people dream of success, while others wake up and work hard for it. Mark Zuckerberg. People don't care about what you say, they care about what you build. Mark Zuckerberg. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. Mark Zuckerberg. The companies that work are the ones that people really care about and have a vision for the world, so do something you like. Mark Zuckerberg. A lot of people are focused on taking over the world or doing the biggest thing and getting the most users. I think part of making a difference and doing something cool is focusing intensely. Mark Zuckerberg. By giving people the power to share, we are making the world more transparent. Mark Zuckerberg. In a world that is changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Mark Zuckerberg. Building a mission and building a business go hand in hand. The primary thing that excites me is the mission. But we have always had a healthy understanding that we need to do both. Mark Zuckerberg. Founding a company is hard. Most of it isn't smooth. You'll have to make very hard decisions. You have to fire a few people. Therefore, if you don't believe in your mission, giving up is easy. The majority of founders give up. But the best founders don't give up. Mark Zuckerberg. I really want to clear my life so that I have to make as few decisions as possible about anything except how to best serve this community. Mark Zuckerberg. I feel that the best companies are started not because the founder wanted a company but because the founder wanted to change the world. Mark Zuckerberg. I think a simple rule of business is, if you do the things that are easier first, then you can actually make a lot of progress. Mark Zuckerberg. Founding a company is hard. Most of it isn't smooth. You'll have to make very hard decisions. You have to fire a few people. Therefore, if you don't believe in your mission, giving up is easy. The majority of founders give up, but the best founders don't give up. Mark Zuckerberg. Really, who you are is defined by the people who you know, not even the people that you know, but the people you spend time with and the people that you love and the people that you work with. Mark Zuckerberg. It takes courage to choose hope from adversity. Mark Zuckerberg. If we strive for what we like, then we don't have to have a plan to know what will work. Mark Zuckerberg. My number one advice is, you have to learn how to program it. Mark Zuckerberg. The book allows you to fully explore the topic and involve yourself in a way that is deeper than most media today. Mark Zuckerberg. 1. When I do something, it is all about self-discovery. I want to learn and discover my own limits. Larry Ellison. 2. I have had all of the disadvantages required for success. Larry Ellison. 3. Great achievers are driven, not so much by the pursuit of success but by the fear of failure. Larry Ellison. 4. When you innovate, you've got to be prepared for everyone telling you you're nuts. Larry Ellison. 5. See things in the present, even if they are in the future. Larry Ellison. 6. A corporation's primary goal is to make money. Larry Ellison. 7. Wealth isn't the same thing as intelligence. Larry Ellison. 8. When you're the first whose beliefs are different, you're saying, I'm right and everyone else is wrong. Larry Ellison. 9. The only way to get ahead is to find errors in conventional wisdom. Larry Ellison. 10. Act confident, even when you're not. Larry Ellison. 11. Taking care of your employees is extremely important and very, very visible. Larry Ellison. 12. If I were 21 years old, I would go into biotechnology or genetic engineering. Larry Ellison. 13. I think I am very goal-orientated. I'd like to win the America's Cup. I'd like Oracle to be the #1 software company in the world. I still think it is possible to beat Microsoft. Larry Ellison. 14. You cannot innovate by copying. Larry Ellison. 15. I'm addicted to winning. The more you win, the more you want to win. Larry Ellison. 16. Our services are social, mobile, and simple, and in the cloud. Larry Ellison. 17. When you write a program for Android, you use the Oracle Java tools for everything and at the very end, you push a button and say convert this. Larry Ellison. 18. To model yourself after Steve Jobs is like, I'd like to paint like Picasso, what should I do? Should I use more red? Larry Ellison. 19. You have to believe in what you do in order to get what you want. Larry Ellison. 20. You have to act and act now. Larry Ellison. 1. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. 2. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. 3. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. 4. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. 5. My model for business is the Beatles. They were 4 guys that kept each other's negative tendencies in check, they balanced each other. And the total was greater than the sum of the parts. 6. Quality is more important than quantity. 1 home run is much better than 2 doubles. 7. My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time. 8. Details matter, it's worth waiting to get it right. 9. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. 10. I'm convinced that about half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. 11. I think if you do something and it turns out pretty good, then you should go do something else wonderful, not dwell on it for too long. Just figure out what's next. 12. When you first start off trying to solve a problem, the first solutions you come up with are very complex, and most people stop there. But if you keep going, and live with the problem and peel more, arrive at some very elegant and simple solutions. Most people just don't put in the time or energy to get there. 13. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. 14. If you keep your eye on the profit, you're going to skimp on the product. But if you focus on making really great products, then the profits will follow. 15. Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. 16. I don't really care about being right, I just care about success. You'll find a lot of people that will tell you I had a very strong opinion, and they presented evidence to the contrary, and 5 minutes later I changed my mind. I don't mind being wrong, and I'll admit that I'm wrong a lot. It doesn't really matter to me too much. What matters to me is that we do the right thing. 17. You should never start a company with the goal of getting rich. Your goal should be making something you believe in and making a company that will last. 18. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. 19. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. 20. When you grow up you tend to get told the world is the way it is and, to live your life inside the world. Try not to bash into the walls too much. Try to have a nice family, have fun, save a little money. That's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact: everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you, and you can change it, you can influence it, and you can build your own things that other people can use. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.